So as you can see, we got the waders on, my ultralight trout box. You may be wondering right now, what species are we targeting? Rainbows, browns, brookies? Well, none of the above. I'm out here today solely targeting largemouth, but I can only use the stuff that's in this trout box. Now, you may call it cheating to be throwing a swim bait that size in the trout box, but if you follow Uncle Larry Outdoors on Instagram, you know that's trout lure. The only lure I have in here that is definitely not trout related is this little Molex nano jig. That's a backup. Problem is, even if I want to throw that Molex nano jig, it would have to be on this ultralight rod, and I just do not know how that's gonna go. I want to shout out Sky for sponsoring today's video with the spot. This is not my spot. If you know anything about Sky, you know that his land-based bass spots are way better than mine. I came here for the first time with him a couple weeks ago. Of course, we didn't have the GoPros on. It was the first time we'd fished together in a long time, and you know, we were just looking to get back into it at that point. So we did a local trip, and it actually ended up being really good. So we're gonna redo that video. It's an extremely deep drop off this whole bank, and the first bite came right on the lip. Not out too deep, so I'm gonna try to focus my attention there. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm out here with an ultralight. Got him. Got him. Big one. That's how we start things off, boys. Hopefully I can keep this one hooked. Bass fishing with trout gear. Yes, sir. That's a good start. All right. That makes up for the lost fish. Solid 2.5 pounder on my trout swim bait. I'm telling you guys, this is a trout lure. This broken ultralight with 6 pound, not easy to set the hook on these boys. That's a solid fish. Get back on the bass, they said. I feel pretty good about it. All right, let's see if we can catch another. I'm kind of nervous because I only got, I think, 2 of these jig heads. So if I lose them, then we're gonna be in trouble. But I really think that I can catch these bass on other things too. I'm gonna try a spinner. I'm gonna try maybe a spoon, and we'll see how those do as well. I also have some small trout jerk baits. The only problem with those is they don't get down anywhere near deep enough than I would like. At least a spoon and a spinner I could work very close to the bottom. But that fish was aggressive. I just got done saying that I was gonna start paralleling the bank with my casts because the first bite came so close to the lip. And I wasn't even bouncing it, just kind of reeling it in. And he thumped it. Tightened my drag to the max on this ultralight because if they get any kind of leverage, you're not getting a good hook in them. I guess I'm gonna keep working this way as long as the bank continues to taper off like this. There could be fish up this whole thing. Oh yeah, who's gonna be at the Classic in a few weeks? The last 2 years have been amazing, unique experiences, Greenville and Knoxville. This year, obviously I'm not working for Mike anymore, but that is not gonna change my presence at the Classic. Got him. Fuck, it got off. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, I'll still be at the Classic, you know? Find me. And so will Johnny and Sky. That sucks. That was another good bite. Was trying to keep up as fast as I could with that thing. Oh, this ultralight rod, it is not easy. Let me tell you, this is really not easy. I'm almost thinking of changing to a more trout-like lure simply because I don't think this rod can really get a good hook in these fish. I'm 1 for 3. The ones I've lost have both felt bigger than the one I landed, but that's just kind of typical. Even though I will say that one, that was a big fish. I think it's pretty much the luck of the draw with this ultralight. Either they bite it and you get the right hook in them, or you just don't. And there's basically no shot of landing it if you just don't. Like that one I landed, it seemed like he wasn't getting off no matter what. What was I even saying about the Classic? Yeah, so if you're gonna be there, if you're watching this, hit me up. Hit us up, me, Johnny, and Sky. We will all be there looking to make some content, so yeah. Now, it's not necessarily fun going 1 for 3 on good bass, but maybe if I had a little bit better hook. These VMC Moon Eyes, well, I do like them. Let's be honest, VMC hooks, slightly questionable. I'm thinking, let's see. Let's start with this countdown. That could be an interesting bait to throw out there. Let it sink for a while, work it really slow. Yeah, I could see it working. I mean, if they're eating the swim bait that good, they're obviously feeding on bait fish, and this little countdown, say what you want about it. That's a little alewife, sawbelly, whatever you want it to be. If I could get one on this and one on a spinner today, I would be quite happy. Got him. Second cast on the countdown. Just working it off the bottom. Hopefully I can keep a better hook in this fish. Uh-oh, that's a good one. Now we're really bass fishing with trout gear, boys. Look at how we got it too. 2 hooks across the face. Yes. Got him. That's right. And look at that countdown across his face. That's a beautiful sight right there. Now you can't say anything because who's throwing little raplet countdowns for largemouth? Ooh, we may have found something with this little countdown. Doing basically the same thing I was doing with the swim bait, just making these parallel casts, pumping it off the bottom. Although with this countdown, you don't really need to fish it quite as slow once it gets down there. You see how he ate it too? Hopefully that is a sign of things to come. I'm 2 for 4. That's 4 nice bass I've had on. Landed 2. It's not bad with the ultralight. And I have a feeling if I could get him to go on these kind of trout baits, I'll land more. It's just that swim bait hook was really not meant for it. Got another one. Another big one. Another big one. Oh, this countdown's the bait. We found the bait, boys. This might be a really big one. All right. Uh-oh. Haven't seen this fish yet. He's not even as big. He's just fighting. That's another healthy fish though. Who says you gotta throw all these black and blue jigs, chatterbaits, spinner baits, crankbaits? Nah. Countdown, couple spinners. And this is a lot of fun. It goes back to what I was saying about the ultralight. If I was catching these fish normally, it would still be a good time, but you can't beat this. That's the same area too. I think there's some kind of branch that they're sitting on out there. I don't know if you could see it, but it's sticking up barely where that tree comes out. I guess that tree just extends and I'm catching them off of it. Now it's like, I want to throw something else. I want to see if I can get them on a spinner or a spoon. That would really complete the day. If I could get one on a spinner. It seems like they're loving the fall of this countdown. It has a nice little shimmy fall to it, and that's exactly how they were. That was the log. So there is indeed like a lot of loggage around here. Ooh, it gets shut. This is where the flat starts. Okay. And the drop off right here. No wonder there's bass stacked. I love fishing. Here I am thinking, okay, you're gonna definitely catch one on the swim bait because that's the most likely bass lure. And then you'll struggle, but hopefully you'll get one on the swim bait, so it'll be a good video. And I do that, switch up to the countdown, thinking, okay, here comes the struggle. Bang 2 right off the bat. Actually bang 3 right off the bat. I thought that was the log. It's a good one. These fish are still really cold. That's how you want them to get it. These are all nice, healthy bass. Nothing too crazy, but like I said, on that ultralight, that is a really good time. So that's 3 bites on the countdown and 3 landed fish. That's huge. I wasn't doing anything with that. I was just reeling it in straight, right by this log. This log must be really, really stacked. Oh, there, see, you could feel all the branches. That's what I thought it was. I thought I'd just gotten hung up on one of the branches. Let's see, like if we throw right off of this, it might be good. There's another one. There's another one. That's 5. That is 5. There's your limit, folks. Rapala countdown. 4 for 4. Let me get a faux for faux junior bacon cheeseburger. Got him. Holy shit. That's a good one too. All right, I think it's getting to the point where we probably got to switch up from this countdown. I think the countdown has proven its point. Time to see just how deep we can go with this trout thing. As in, Meps Aglia 2 deep. My theory with this Aglia 2 is that I'll be able to work it in a spot like, say, those branches, and, you know, coax a few out. They're clearly aggressive, they're clearly on bait fish, so this Meps Aglia 2 should clearly work. You don't get much more trout than this. Reeling in a Meps Aglia 2 straight with an ultralight. Got him. Oh, is he still on there? Yep, he is. Thought I lost him because he was swimming right towards me. Meps Aglia 2. Yes. Not a big one, but that is an Aglia bass right there. Straight inline spinner. Now the funny thing about the inline spinner is when I lived in South Jersey, this was actually a very key bait for me. On all those shallow South Jersey ponds, especially this time of year, this little inline spinner could be deadly. Now I would say we've gone about as deep with the trout fishing as we could go, unless you want me to throw on a little pink worm, which, you know, judging by the way these fish are eating, they would probably bite the pink worm. Just trying to roll this spinner as slow as I possibly can. Got him. That's a big one. Or maybe not even, I don't know. Yeah, he's solid. Another solid bass. Got him. Number 3 on the spinner. Another little guy, I think. Although you can never tell, they always run right towards you here. Yeah, same size. Looks like we found the cookie cutters with the spinner. Actually, this is the biggest one on it. Take a nice little spinner shot. I think I'm gonna go with either a crocodile or a Phoebe. Wouldn't it be fun if this is how you could bass fish all the time with one tiny Plano box? I mean, a lot of times I've found the best bass fishermen probably could actually do that. The thing I like about this little crocodile is it's got a nice hook, which is definitely helped with landing some of those bigger browns. So I'm not sure if this spoon is necessarily gonna be the action that these bass are looking for, but hey, it's the same size as all the other lures, represents a bait fish, and they've eaten everything else, so why not? Come on, spoon bass. Let's get us a spoon bass now. I would say it's safe to say that if we can indeed capture ourselves a spoon bass, that this video is complete. There he is. There he is. There's my spoon bass. There is my spoon bass, boys and girls. Finally. Not a big one. Actually, wait a minute. No, he's pretty decent. That's a pretty decent spoon bass. Look at how he ate it too. And that right there is a completed video. 4 different trout baits, largemouth on every one. See you guys in the next one.
But wait!
Oh boy. Ooh. Giant. Oh God. Easily the biggest one. Oh, look at this. On the countdown. I thought the video was over. I thought it was over. But I guess it's not. Oh. I think that's a more proper one to end on. How about you guys? That countdown was the bait of the day. Here's your day ender.